What's up, everyone? We're going to be going through the best WNBA player props on PrizePicks today. Now, if you watched the other day's YouTube video, which was for the NBA Finals, we absolutely did fantastic because we went perfect going 3 out of 3 of the picks. So we're hoping to keep that streak alive in today's WNBA picks. However, I also did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group. And as you guys see, we actually got 21 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now, a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got 2 picks wrong and got 21 right, which is a 90% win rate. Yes, guys, you heard that right. 90% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 90% win rate and get 21 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, should be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure you join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $1,650 just yesterday. Another member who won $1,100 for the 4th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description. So go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group. And I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Gaming with Tanish Jr. who spammed up the W. Shouts out to Southern Texas Twin who said got that W yesterday. And also shouts out to Ricardo Goza 2981 who said let's cash out today, let's go. So shouts out to them, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick, guys, I do want to mention before we get into the first one, I do want to mention just the Caitlin Clark 0.5 points. Now, this one's a gimme pick, so definitely add this to your parlay. But we are going to be talking about 3 other picks, but I just did want to mention this one because I think there's definitely a lot of value there. So the first pick we're going to be talking about is none other than Brittney Griner. Now, this one is a fantastic one, actually, for 5 rebounds, and this one is for less. Now, looking at Brittney Griner, we have actually seen her go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, this one's an interesting one because we have seen on June 14th, faced off against Chicago, we saw her have 4 rebounds there. Then June 16th, faced off against Washington, had 8 rebounds. Then June 18th, faced off against New York Liberty, where she had 2 rebounds. Then June 21st, against Washington Mystics, had 7 rebounds. And then June 23rd, against Chicago, actually had 4 rebounds. So we definitely have seen some pretty interesting sort of stat lines for Brittney Griner over the last couple of games. Some games she's gone on the over, some games she's gone on the under. But when it comes to Griner, obviously in this next matchup, it's definitely going to be an exciting one because we do have Atlanta Dream facing off against Dallas Wings. Now, looking at Brittney Griner, first of all, I do want to mention that her average over the last 5 is also 5 flat. So, you know exactly where the line is at. But looking at the matchup, Atlanta Dream versus Dallas Wings, looking at both of these teams when it comes to rankings, we do know that Atlanta Dream have done a fantastic job so far this season. They actually do rank 4th in the WNBA with 10 wins and 4 losses. So they have a 71.4% win percentage. They've done absolutely fantastic. They are also currently on a 2-game win streak as well. So it's definitely been great for them. But looking at their matchup, they do face off against none other than Dallas Wings, like we mentioned. And Dallas Wings, unfortunately, are on the other side of the table in a sense that they do rank 12th when it comes to the WNBA rankings. They have 3 wins and 12 losses. So it's definitely been a bit tough for Brittney Griner and also, you know, the matchup against Dallas. Now, it's definitely going to be an exciting game still, but I do believe looking at Dallas Wings, we do know rebounds allowed. They do actually rank a 6. So although they are a poor team, they do still rank pretty decently when it comes to restricting rebounds. However, where we do really like this pick is that when we look at Brittney Griner, she is a center, and Dallas Wings actually do a fantastic job at restricting rebounds to the actual center position. So for that reason, I do very much like the under for this situation here. Now, when it comes to Brittney Griner, it's definitely been an interesting one because we do actually see that Brittney Griner has actually, you know, have had a lot of games going on the under. We definitely have seen, some of those games, even against tougher rebounding defensive teams, she definitely does struggle, and we are expecting to see that in this next one for sure. So for that reason, I do very much like the under for this one. Brittney Griner has definitely been, fantastic at times, but coming into this one, when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have her favored for the under as well. So that works out in our favor there. So Brittney Griner, 5 rebounds, 4 less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about another fantastic player, and that is none other than actually Gabby Williams. So, as you all know, you may have heard of Gabby Williams before. Now, this one is a great one for actually Gabby Williams for 4.5 assists, and this one is for less. Now, looking at Gabby Williams, we have actually seen her go on the under in 2 out of those 5 games. We see on June 12th, faced off against Minnesota, actually had 7 assists there. Then June 15th, faced off against Golden State Valkyries, had 4 assists. After that, June 18th, faced off against Los Angeles Sparks, had 7 assists. June 21, faced off against Las Vegas Aces, had 4 assists. And then June 23rd, against New York Liberty, had 10 assists there. So we definitely do very much, like this pick for the under. Now, looking at Gabby Williams, we do know she is a great forward, and she does play for Seattle Storm. And Seattle Storm do have themselves a very, very, good matchup against Indiana Fever. Now, there's definitely going to be a hyped up game due to the fact that, it's Indiana Fever. But looking at Gabby Williams, we have seen her over the last 5 actually average 6.4. So yes, it is above this line, but when we look more deeper, we definitely are expecting a different story. Now, looking at, Gabby Williams, we do know that she does play for Seattle Storm, and Seattle Storm have definitely done a really good job so far this year. So far they actually do rank 5th, so they could definitely be better, but, they have already done a fantastic job so far. So they have 9 wins and 5 losses, which I think is great. 64.3% win percentage, and they also have a 3-game win streak. So they've definitely done fantastic there. Now, looking at their matchup, we do know that Seattle Storm faces off against Indiana Fever. And looking at Indiana Fever, they do actually rank 7th in the WNBA with a record of 6 wins and 7 losses. So we definitely have seen some pretty interesting stat lines there. Looking at someone like Indiana, or at a team like Indiana defensively, we also do know when it comes to assists allowed, Indiana Fever do actually rank number 1. So Fever rank very, very high when it comes to restricting assists, and that is a telltale reason why we do like the under for this situation here. For someone like Gabby Williams, we definitely do like the under. Now, looking at someone like Gabby Williams, we definitely have seen that, yes, she has had some big games, especially the one against New York Liberty, but we definitely see that being an outlier game. Now, with these outlier games, a big thing about it is that it does bring this line up a little bit too high, that now there's a lot more value actually to go on the under. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for this situation here. For someone like Gabby Williams, we do very much like the under, as we do know that Indiana Fever have just done a fantastic job all season restricting assists, and we definitely unfortunately see that happening to Gabby Williams there. As always, when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have her favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So Gabby Williams, 4.5 assists, 4 less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about another great player, and that is none other than actually Kelsey Mitchell for 17 points, and this one actually is for less. So, looking at actually this one, we do know Kelsey Mitchell is a great player for none other than Indiana Fever. Now, we did just recently talk about this matchup, but looking at this one and looking at Kelsey Mitchell, we do know on June 11th, faced off against Atlanta, had 11 points there. June 15th, against New York Liberty, had 22 points. Then June 18th, faced off against Connecticut, had 17 points. June 20th, faced off against Golden State Valkyries, had 16 points, and had 20 points against Las Vegas Aces on June 23rd. So we have seen Kelsey Mitchell go on the under at times. We do know, or we do see that when we look at Kelsey Mitchell, we did see her go on the under in 3 out of the last 5, and her average over the last 5 is 17.2. So it's definitely been an interesting one there. We do know that Kelsey Mitchell has definitely gone on the under more than going on the over. And we do know Indiana face off against Seattle, and looking more in depth again, Seattle do rank 5th with a record of 9 wins and 5 losses. And then Indiana Fever have a record of 6 wins, 7 losses, and rank 7th with a 46.2% win percentage. Now, they are currently on a 2-game losing streak, so they are looking to push and get this win. But looking at Seattle Storm, we do know Seattle Storm have definitely been playing great, and they do actually rank 6th when it comes to points allowed. So they rank pretty mid-tier. But the reason why we do like the under for this situation here is that when it comes to Kelsey Mitchell, she is a guard, and Seattle Storm actually do a fantastic job at restricting points to the guard position. Now, Kelsey Mitchell's usage rate has definitely not been so well as well, and we are taking into that consideration coming into this game for sure. Now, looking at Kelsey Mitchell, we do know facing off against the Aces, we do know 20 points she had in the most recent game. In another game she had 22. Now with those games, it wasn't really convincing enough to us to like her usage rate as of lately. We definitely have seen her usage rate still be on a little bit of the lower side, and we definitely see that affecting it there. So for that reason, we are sticking to the under for this one. So Kelsey Mitchell, 17 points for less, I think is a great pick.
So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but PrizePicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player we're going to be talking about is none other than NaLyssa Smith. So as you all know, NaLyssa Smith is a fantastic player from none other than Dallas Wings, and she has done a fantastic job so far this season. Now we have actually seen her do a great job because she's actually averaged 7.1 points, 4.5 rebounds, 0.7 assists, and also 0.4 steals. So she's definitely been a huge aspect to this Dallas Wings team. However, when it comes to Dallas Wings, they haven't had the greatest season, but they do face off against Atlanta Dream in this next game. Now looking at where both of these teams rank, we do see that the Dallas Wings do come in at the 12th spot in the WNBA with 3 wins and 12 losses. So they haven't really had that great of a season so far. It's definitely been a bit of a struggle. Now we did or have seen them actually have a win percentage of 20%. So very low there. Now looking at them so far, they also are 1-5 from home and 2-7 from away games, and they are currently on a 1-game losing streak. So they are hoping that it doesn't become a 2-game. Now, looking at Atlanta Dream on the other side of the table, we do see that Atlanta Dream have been doing absolutely fantastic because they have actually come in at the 4th spot and actually have 10 wins and 4 losses. So they have a 71.4% win percentage. They've been doing absolutely great there. And on top of that, we have also seen this be a massive game because we do actually see that, Atlanta Dream have had a 6-1 record at home, 4-3 record away, and they are currently on a 2-game win streak. So Atlanta Dream have definitely been a very good team, and coming into this matchup for someone like NaLyssa Smith, it's definitely going to be a struggle for Dallas Wings, to get this win. But as we always know, we are talking about more of player props, and looking at Atlanta Dream, we do see that Atlanta do rank 3rd when it comes to points allowed, 3rd when it comes to assists allowed, and 2nd when it comes to rebounds allowed. And for that reason, when we look at someone like NaLyssa Smith, we do very much like the under for this situation here. Now, a big reason being is that when it comes to NaLyssa Smith, we have seen her go on the under, as well against tougher teams. But the fact that Atlanta Dream are a very good defensive team, ranked in the top 5 of all 3 categories, we definitely see that being a struggle for someone like NaLyssa. Now, Smith doesn't really have the highest usage rate in this Dallas Wings team. Yes, she is a vital player, but doesn't have the highest usage rate. And we are expecting, the other star players in this Dallas Wings team to take a lot more of the usage rate coming into this game. When we look at Smith's, kind of most recent matchups, we do see faced off against Phoenix Mercury, had a 93-80 loss, had actually 4 points, 6 rebounds, and 0 assists there. Then faced off against the Las Vegas Aces with an 88-84 loss, had 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist there. After that, faced off against Golden State Valkyries, had an 80-71 victory with 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. After that, faced off against Connecticut with an 86-83 83 victory with 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Then against Washington, had a 91-88 OT loss with 7 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. So it's definitely been a bit of a struggle for someone, like NaLyssa Smith, especially against tougher teams. And we definitely see that continuing on into this next game. Atlanta Dream have been a great defensive team, and we are expecting that to continue on into this next matchup, as well as, Dallas Wings being a very, very poor team, but no disrespect to them. So for that reason, we are liking the under for this one. Now, I don't really think you need to focus on anything, but I do believe that PrizePicks will most likely come out of a line with points and rebounds. Since NaLyssa Smith's usage rate in assists is a little bit lower, we highly doubt there will be a line out for there. So you might want to just stick to points and rebounds for that reason. So definitely keep an eye out for a line. If the line is too close to our averages, then definitely look to go on the under. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than Sarah Ashley Barker. Now, as you all know, Sarah Ashley Barker has been a fantastic player from the actual Los Angeles Sparks, and we have definitely seen her do a great job, as she has averaged 5.1 points, 2.9 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 0.6 steals. So we definitely have seen her do a great job there. Now, looking at someone like the Los Angeles Sparks and that team, they do face off against, Chicago Sky coming into this next game. It's definitely going to be an exciting game between both of these teams, but looking at where both of them actually are, we do see that Los Angeles Sparks did come in at the 10th spot with a 4-win, 10-loss record. Now, they did come in 10th, 28.6% win percentage, so Sparks haven't really been doing too well. They're 1-6 from home, 3-4 from away, and are currently on a 3-game losing streak. So unfortunately, it hasn't really looked too well for Los Angeles Sparks. Now, when it comes to their matchup, they do actually have themselves a great matchup against Chicago Sky. Now, knowing Chicago Sky, we do know that they rank 11th in the actual WNBA with a record of 3-10. So 3 wins, 10 losses. They also don't really have that great of a record, and that's why coming into this game, we do very, very much like this, matchup. Now, for someone like Sarah Ashley Barker, we definitely have seen her do a great job throughout the regular season, but a big factor coming into this game is looking at, Chicago Sky defensively, and we do see that Chicago Sky do actually rank 13th when it comes to points allowed, 10th when it comes to assists allowed, and then when it comes to rebounds allowed, we also see that they rank 3rd. So we have definitely seen Chicago Sky rank pretty poor in some categories and a little bit better in others. But coming into this next game, we do like the over for this situation here, but strictly just for points. Now, the reason being is that when it comes to Sarah Ashley Barker, she is a great player, but we definitely have seen her have a pretty good usage rate in the points department. Yes, she may not have gone over, every single game, but I do believe that her volume and the play style that Sparks like to run, it's definitely enough to see someone like Barker go on the over, especially now against a matchup like Chicago Sky, who, like I mentioned before, rank 13th when it comes to points allowed. So just in case you didn't know, 13th is last, okay? So they rank at the bottom. There is only 13 teams in the WNBA. So for that reason, we do very much like the over for this situation. But looking at Sarah Ashley Barker, we do see on the Golden State Valkyries in one of their most recent games, they did lose 89-81 in overtime, had 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Then they faced off against the Las Vegas Aces with a 97-89 victory, had 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 0 assists. After that, faced off against Minnesota with a 101-78 loss with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists there. After that, faced off against Seattle with a 98-67 loss with 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Then faced off against Minnesota with an 82-66 loss and had 5 points, 0 rebounds, and 1 assist there. So we definitely have seen Barker at times go on the under, at times go on the over. Now coming into this next one, it's definitely going to be a big one for us. We do very much like, the over for someone like Ashley Barker coming into this game, especially in the points department. Now looking at both of these teams, Lynx and Mystics, we do see that Lynx come in at the number 1 spot in the WNBA. They actually have 12 wins and 1 loss. So a 92.3%, win percentage. They are currently currently on a 3-game win streak and also are 7-0 at home and 5-1 from away. So, we definitely have seen them, do a great job throughout the, whole season pretty much. Minnesota Lynx have been absolutely dominating, and Washington Mystics have kind of been on the opposite side of that. Mystics find themselves with a 6-win, 8-loss record. They have a 42.9% win percentage, so it definitely hasn't really been the best for them. And they are on a 4-3, home record and a 2-5 away record with a 1-game win streak. So when it comes to both of these teams, obviously both teams want to keep their win streak alive, and it is definitely going to be a tough game for Mystics as Minnesota Lynx, have just been absolutely dominating the WNBA. Now, looking at Minnesota Lynx defensively, we do see that they rank first when it comes to points allowed. Also, when it comes to assists allowed, they do rank second, and then rebounds allowed, we also see that they rank fifth. Now, when we look at Shakira Austin, we do actually like the under for this situation here, as due to the fact that when we look at Minnesota Lynx, we do see that, they are a great defensive team in all 3 categories. Now, for that reason, we do very much like the under for this situation here. Now, looking at someone like Shakira, although she does have a decent usage rate in all 3 departments, we definitely are still expecting Lynx to really hone in and focus their defense on Shakira, as she is a pretty big player for this Mystics roster. Now, looking at her last 5 games, she's definitely had some pretty big games. We see that she faced off against Connecticut on the actual 9th with a 104-67 victory, had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 0 assists. Then faced off against Atlanta with an 89-56 loss with 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 0 assists. Then faced off against Chicago on the 18th and had a 79-72 victory with 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. After that, on the 21st, faced off against Atlanta, had a 92-91 loss with 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists there. After that, faced off against Dallas in an overtime with a 91-88 victory with 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. So we definitely have seen, Shakira actually gone on the under at times. Other times it's gone on the over. But coming into this next one, we do like the under due to their matchup, which is none other than Minnesota Lynx, as we've mentioned. Lynx are not only just a great defensive team, but they also do a fantastic job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to Shakira Austin's position as well. So we definitely see that playing a huge factor coming into this game. And when we also look at, Shakira, although she does have a decent usage rate, I do also have to mention she isn't the biggest, or highest usage rate player in this Mystics team. And we definitely see that taken into consideration, as we are expecting some of the other more bigger players in this roster to take a little bit more of the usage rate, as Lynx just do a fantastic job overall, just restricting points, rebounds, and assists. So we are expecting that to hinder Austin's sort of usage rate out there, and the star players are going to get their buckets, their assists, and also their rebounds a little bit more than her. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for this situation. Now keep an eye out for a line. If the line is too close to our averages, then definitely look to go on the under. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Erica Wheeler. So, Erica Wheeler, as we all know, great player, and she's done a fantastic job averaging 11.1 points, 3.2 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 0.8 steals. So she's definitely done a fantastic job there. And looking at this matchup, we actually do see that Seattle Storm and Erica Wheeler face off against Indiana Fever. So Indiana Fever have definitely been, a decent team as well on top of, Seattle Storm. Now looking at where both of these teams rank, we definitely have seen something pretty interesting, because we do see that Seattle Storm do rank 5th when it comes to, WNBA ranking. They rank 9 wins, 5 losses, 64.3% win percentage, and a 3-game win streak. So we definitely have seen them do a fantastic job there. Now looking at this, sort of next matchup is again Indiana Fever. Fever have also done a pretty decent job, a little bit lower than Seattle Storm, but we don't really see it as being an absolute thrashing. We are still expecting a good and close game. And Indiana come in at the 7th spot in the WNBA with 6 wins and also 7 losses. So they have a 46.2% win percentage, have a 2-game losing streak, and also are currently 4-3 from home and 2 and 4 from away games. So we have seen, Indiana remain consistent and be, really, really well defensively over the last couple of games. But looking at someone or a team like, Indiana Fever, we do see points allowed. We see that they do actually rank pretty well, as they do rank 7th. Now on top of that, looking at assists allowed, we see that they rank 1st, and then rebounds allowed, we also do see that Indiana Fever rank 9th. So that's definitely going to be a big game there. But looking over at Erica Wheeler from Seattle Storm and her last 5 matchups, we do see some pretty interesting ones. We see on the 12th, faced off against Minnesota, had a 94-84 victory, had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 9 assists. Then faced off against Golden State Valkyries with a 76-70 loss. On the 15th, had 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists there. Then faced off on the 18th against LA Sparks with a 98-67 victory with 15 points, 3 rebounds, and also 2 assists. Then faced off against the Las Vegas Aces on the 21st, had a 90-83 victory with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Then finished off with New York Liberty as well, as they had a 79 victory with 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist there. So we definitely have seen someone of, kind of Erica Wheeler's caliber, and also the matchup against Indiana Fever. We have definitely seen her go on the under in some games, over in others, and other games just kind of mid-tier. But looking at this one, obviously it is points, rebounds and assists. I think all 3 definitely have a capability, as we do see that Indiana Fever do actually rank when it comes to points allowed. They rank 7th. Moving on into actually assist allowed, we see that Indiana Fever rank 1st, and then rebounds allowed, we also do see that Indiana Fever do rank 9th. So we definitely have seen, Indiana do a great job defensively. Now, will it be enough to see someone like Erica Wheeler go below her line? Yes, we do. A big reason being is that when it comes to Erica Wheeler, his usage rate has continued to increase as time has gone on. So definitely keep an eye out for this game. Like I always mentioned, keep an eye out for Erica Wheeler's line. There's a lot of value there to actually, go on the under. So definitely keep an eye out for that one.